Welcome back to 50 States,
50 plates,
where we explore America one plate at a time. Each week, we choose a state and we make a famous regional dish from that particular state. If you're new here, we've done, I think, 11 of these already, so I'll have that playlist listed below, and I'll also link it right here. Last week, we did Rhode Island clam chowder. It was interesting, to say the least, so make sure you check that one out. Then at the end of last week, we chose this week's state, which is Utah. For Utah, I was not surprised that we are making funeral potatoes. I'll tell you more about kind of what they are and how that originated in a little bit. But first, just a reminder, if you have pictures from the state of Utah that you've taken, be sure to email me at mystate@mandyinthemaking.com and I will feature them next week. And then if you sent in pictures from Rhode Island, I will have that at the end of this episode. So funeral potatoes got its name because it is a dish that is served at a luncheon very often after a funeral, and it's supposed to be a very warm, comforting, almost like a hug in a dish. And while some people use breadcrumbs on top, the actual Utah way is to use cornflakes on top. So we're making it the Utah way today. So the only thing we need to do for our funeral potatoes is preheat our oven to 350.
Look, y'all, she got a big bowl this time.
I'm notorious for choosing the wrong size bowl, but we're going with a large bowl because we have to mix a lot of stuff in here. But let's get started. This is such an easy recipe, and you've probably made something very similar to this before. There's nothing groundbreaking about it, but you know what? I love a good comfort food potato casserole. Yes, please. And after last week's adventure of food in Rhode Island, I will gladly take something calm this week.
You don't want to add a little bit of clam juice to this?
I am so positive. We're going to use this whole tub of sour cream. It's 2 cups of sour cream going to go in. We're also going to use 1 can of cream of chicken soup. Now we've got 10 tablespoons of melted butter here, but we're not putting all 10 in right now. So a little over half of it is going to go in with this. So I'm just going to kind of eyeball it. That should be about right. Then we need some dried minced onion. We need about a teaspoon of this, salt and pepper. We go heavy on the pepper in this house. We love pepper. Let's mix all of that together. Here's a fun fact for you. Salt Lake City consumes more Jell-O than any other city in the world every year. And because they consume so much Jell-O, in 2001, the state legislature made it the official state snack. Now that we've got that mixed, we're gonna add in this entire thing of shredded potatoes. This is our hash browns. This is the 30-ounce size. And they're supposed to be completely thawed. Mine are not 100% thawed, but it'll be okay. We may just have to bake it for a few extra minutes. Let's start mixing that around, and then we're also gonna add in our cheese that I've already shredded.
Man, this is easy.
Right, I mean, you can't get much easier than this. We also need a couple cups. Mine is a little more than 2 cups because you girl loves some cheese. Shredded cheese going in. Mix all of that together. Okay, so I've got a 9x13 dish. This is my Pampered Chef one. And I'm going to just spray that with a little bit of olive oil spray. And let's somehow delicately dump all this in here. Oven's ready.
There ain't no cream cheese in this.
He's so happy. All right, now we got to gotta have a little fun. We've got some cornflakes. I mentioned that you can make it with bread crumbs or cornflakes, but traditional Utah way is cornflakes. But we need to crush them up, so I'm gonna pour them into this quart-size Ziploc bag. This is 2 cups of cornflakes. Thank you, sir. I still spilled some. 1. It's the loneliest number. Oh, sir. All right, let me get the air out of this. Of course, Salt Lake City is named after the Great Salt Lake, which is the largest saltwater lake in the Western Hemisphere. It's saltier than the ocean by up to 8 times. So you don't sink in the Great Salt Lake, you float very easily. So Steven says he wants to crush these. We're gonna let him crush them. What? Sir.
I just wanted to do that. I don't know. I don't want to crush them up. This is how they do it in Utah.
Is it?
Yeah.
All right, Utah folks, let us know if that's how you crush your cornflakes. So we have expertly crushed cornflakes. We need to mix it with the remainder of our butter. So I'm gonna pour them in here. I think we did pretty good because it was mounded up before. So.
Yeah.
So then you're going to take your remaining butter, like 4 tablespoons or so, and stir that all together. Now let's just sprinkle those over top. You know what? No, we're going to do it this way.
There you go. Use your old-fashioned grabbers.
That'll have a good crunch on top.
Man, yeah, that's going to be great, sweetheart. That looks pretty.
Utah has the mighty 5 national parks. I'm going to read them because I don't have them memorized. They are the Arches, the Bryce Canyon, which, hold please. My parents went out to, they did a huge trip going to the Grand Canyon, Yosemite, all these different things. And they sent Cole a postcard from Bryce Canyon. But we have this on our fridge, and that's in Utah. It's also home to the Canyonlands, the Capitol Reef, and Zion. And Utah is the home to the most unique red rock landscapes on earth. I'm gonna go back in with just a little more salt and a little more pepper. And then this is gonna bake at 350 uncovered for 40 to 50 minutes. We'll try 40 and see how we do. So let's go put this in the oven. Your trivia for this week, there is a very popular fast food chicken restaurant that, despite its name, was first opened in Salt Lake City. Do you know what it is? So I made some chicken tenders, just the Just Bare chicken tenders, and made those in the air fryer, just so that we would have a little something to go along with our potatoes. We don't want to just have potatoes for our meal. Funeral potatoes from Utah.
Creamy, cheesy.
Just the way we like it.
Man, that's what that is.
It is like a warm, comforting hug, I have to say.
Man, that's good. Golly. I'm just happy they ain't got no cream cheese in it. But I'm going to tell you right now, the flavor in that is amazing.
Good.
Perfect level of salt.
Good.
I'm glad we balanced it out, you know, with all that cream in there. The salt level is perfect. Super flavorful, buttery, creamy, cheesy. That is some delicious. Just a little crunch there with the cornflake.
Yeah, it's like a hug.
Definitely. Yeah, this is extremely good. Very comforting.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Super delicious. It reminds me a little bit like the Cracker Barrel
Hash brown casserole?
hash brown casserole a little bit.
Yeah, so I was thinking about that too. However, that one is not quite as creamy
No,
as
it's
this.
not. This is actually better than that, I think, personally.
How do you not like that?
I don't know.
Like, unless you just don't like potatoes.
Right.
I don't think anyone would not like this.
No, it's a crowd-pleasing
I can see why.
meal for sure, or side dish.
I can see why they call it that, because this is something that would be very warm and comforting after losing a family member or friend. I could see everybody wanting to take this dish to someone. I can see that.
Yeah, for sure.
And the answer to our trivia question, Kentucky Fried Chicken, KFC. So the recipe was originated back in the 30s by Colonel Sanders in Kentucky, but his friend opened the first franchise in Salt Lake City in 1952. Well, those funeral potatoes were delicious. And now it is time to pick next week's state. What state do you think we're getting?
Oh boy. How about the great state of Missouri?
Okay, I'm gonna go with Mississippi.
Oh, 2 M's. M and M. Let's get it.
All right, upside down.
Upside down. We're going to the great and beautiful state of Washington.
Washington. You've been to Washington.
I have. Spokane.
Yeah. So I wonder what Washington's food is gonna be.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know on that one either. I'm
can tell you
excited to
what,
find out.
The deer up there are monsters.
Yeah, I remember you talking about that.
Huge. And it looks like Christmas all the time in Spokane. Like the trees.
The trees, yeah.
It's beautiful up there.
I bet it is. Okay. All right, so Washington next week. Let's go color in Utah. Before we color in Utah, I'm going to share with you the pictures from Rhode Island that you sent in. Okay, I picked red for Utah, so let's start coloring it in.
All right, there we go.
Beautiful. Okay, we're sticking over to the West Coast next week, doing the top left corner of the U.S.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us this week for Utah. We will see you next week for Washington. Bye, y'all.